Happy good day. This is Bree from Zenful Mindings, and today I wanted to talk a little bit differently about coming out of our comfort zones a little bit, because sometimes for me, like, I find myself feeling comfortable and I feel content, where I am. And I say content with that look on my face because it just also feels like there's no forward movement in a manner that is significantly meaningful, if that makes sense. So, for example, in my physical yoga practice over the last few months, I've been going back to these same movements over and over, which for those of us with a physical yoga practice is pretty common, right? And I found myself not really experiencing a lot of joy in them. It's more like a relief or a remedy because of the lifestyle that I live off of the mat, right? Like, I'm driving around a lot, I'm sitting a lot, I'm doing a lot of the same repetitive movements. And those are the things that I'm doing on the yoga mat are things to help counteract that, right? Which is great, and it's beautiful. It makes my body healthier and I feel good about it. But at the same time, it started to feel a little humdrum, if that makes sense. And I wanted something different. Like, I knew I was craving something different, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And I don't really get a chance to go to studio classes a lot. And sometimes I don't have the time to do like videos at home, stuff like that. So I was wandering around on ye old Facebook one night, and I found, well, I guess it found me, an ad for this particular program that really focused on core work and drills for handstands and things like that. And those are things that I realized when I was looking at this ad, I had really avoided because they're the hard work for me physically. I have never been one to say that I had a lot of core strength. Like, it could certainly get me from here to there, but that was about it. And otherwise it got too hard. It was like the first thing I would cut out. If you're with me, holler, I hear you. But I was like, you know what, maybe this is what I need. Like, maybe this is the universe telling me to step outside my comfort zone, try something a little harder, a little bit different on my mat, and just see what happens. So I succumbed and I purchased it. And I have to say, like, in just like the week or so that I have been working through some of the things, it has definitely been hard. It has called attention to where I need to build strength that I hadn't even realized those muscles were there before in all my years of practicing physical yoga. And I feel like I am acting from a different place, which is totally in line with that core work, right? Because our core, our solar plexus, our very personal power place is where we act from. And so a lot of times when we're not feeling that, that's why we get maybe a little hunched over, and we kind of protect ourselves. We feel smaller because we're really like shortening physically this space. But doing this core work, I feel like I'm carrying physically myself differently. That was a weird way to put that sentence. But I also feel like that's emanating out of me much bigger than my body, right? It's trickling into emotional and mental spaces that I didn't even know quite needed awakened or kind of touched in a different way. And it's been fantastic. It's just been fantastic. And I find that I am more confident and I am more willing to take risks and do stuff that helps me step out of comfort zones in other areas of my life. And I don't know, I'm kind of speechless about it. It's this different kind of beautiful that is, the phrase that's popping into my head is makes me feel alive again. And I don't know about you, but especially after this past year and a half of everything going on in the world, and for me, like what's happened in my personal life, there were times where I felt just lumpy. Lumpy, right? Like, I was going through the thick of things in my heart and soul and adjusting to like the way that we function in our world. And I felt lumpy, and I had clawed my way out of that, which is an interesting phrase because that came up in a dream I had last night. But I clawed my way out of that. to a much better place. And now I can feel that craving to go the next step, to level up a little bit in some areas, right? And not in this competitive manner, but to shine brighter. And taking that one small, like, kind of weird step of purchasing this core work program and then starting to do it and noticing how that has affected all the other areas of my life has been a tremendous experience. So today I just encourage you to do that one thing that maybe seems a little bit weird for you or a little bit challenging or difficult, but that is feasible, that is possible, right? It's not this giant step where you have to rearrange your whole life or that feels overwhelming to take on, but something that you can do to see how it affects your physical world, your mental world, your emotional world, and bask in that and figure out if that's something for you or not, because the only way that we will ever figure that out is to try it. So today, try it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and feel free to message me. Have a beautiful, brilliant day, and catch you on the flip side.